Hey guys, how's it going? It's Sean from the US. So in this video, I want to take you guys with me to one of my favorite restaurants here in Yeonnam-dong, Seoul. And I have my lovely girlfriend as my camera woman for today. And I also want to take you to a cafe that I really like. And along the way, I want to talk about some interesting topics with you guys, including how I met my girlfriend, what we can learn about Korean culture by looking at the Korean language, and lessons that America can learn from Korea and lessons that Korea can learn from America.
그리고 저는 요즘 멤버십 프로그램을 하고 있는데 새로 영상을 올릴 때마다 영어 대본과 한영 자막을 자유롭게 설정할 수 있는 영상도 멤버들에게 올려드릴게요. 관심 있으시면 아래 설명을 참고해주세요.
So come and hang out with me and let's get started as I show you one of my favorite restaurants. Let's go. So we're here at this restaurant called Seoul. It's kind of like a Japanese-Korean fusion restaurant, and it's easily one of my favorite restaurants here in the Hongdae, Yeonnam-dong area. Me and my girlfriend, we both ordered this hamsek yakitori, which is like this chicken with rice and eggs with so many beautiful Korean banchan side dishes. It's seriously delicious. So a topic I want to talk to you guys about right now while we're waiting for the food is how I met my girlfriend. It was actually a pretty interesting story. I guess maybe a year ago I was using like online dating apps and language exchange apps. I was pretty busy with YouTube and kind of looking to meet somebody, you know. I guess something more serious as well. So I wrote on my profile, if you recognize me from YouTube, please don't say anything. The reason is I don't want that to be like the first topic that people talk with me about. I kind of just want them to talk about themselves and me, like what do you like to do? What are you doing these days, you know? When people find out that I'm a full-time YouTuber, they really latch onto that topic and it can be kind of burdensome to me at first. So anyway, my girlfriend read this in my profile and we just started talking on the app. And it went really well, and eventually I asked her if she wanted to get a coffee or like a dinner, and we met, and then I told her, oh, by the way, I'm a YouTuber, and she said, I know. And I was like, you know, but you didn't say anything. She was like, yeah, because you said not to say anything. And to me, this was just like amazing. A, she could follow directions. B, she understood like it was burdensome, so she didn't bring it up. And yeah, we ended up having really good conversation. We ended up hanging out till like 5 in the morning, just having a drink, having dinner, just going from one place to another. We met again and we ended up hanging out again till like 5 in the morning. So I was like, wow, I think we have a really good chemistry. So yeah, we've just been meeting ever since, and I guess we've been going out for like 10 months now. Time flies. Yes. She's really smart. She has a lot of life experience. We get along and we like to do a lot of things together, like hiking, like watching movies, like playing games, talking about weird, deep, interesting topics, or even just simple topics. It's really fun to travel with her, so yeah, that's how we met. Me and Yoojung is her name. Anyway, let's get some food now. I think it's coming out soon. So the food is out now. We've got this amazing chicken with the eggs. All these beautiful banchan, wow. Beautiful side dishes. Wow. Let's try some, okay? Okay. Ready? Mukbang. Wow, you have a little bit of everything. One piece of everything. All right, ready? How is it? Good? 10 out of 10? Good jump. 9. All right, that's still pretty good. All right, here we go. My turn. I'm gonna try some of this chicken with the. I want to get one piece of everything. So a little bit of chicken, some rice, some of the egg, and a little bit of this bok choy. So one thing about me, guys, is that I'm a really fast eater. And when I'm with Youngkyoung, I have to eat a lot slower. This is actually a good thing, I think, because I don't think it's good to just devour your food like a wolf. You should chew it and enjoy it. And it's actually better for your body too, for your digestion. But anyway, one of the things I love when we go out to eat is that it's almost as if I'm eating 1.5 servings, because usually I eat mine and then I finish what she can't finish. It's one of my favorite things. So because of this, I'm actually often concerned and I have a vested interest in what she orders. Excuse me, miss. Can I help you with this? All right, I can help you. Maybe I can do you a good service here and finish this chicken. Never leave a good chicken behind. You must always finish the chicken. I think I cleaned these plates out pretty well, eh? Okay, as you guys can see, we are finished. We ate a lot here. It was delicious. Now I want to take you to one of my favorite cafes here in Yeonnam-dong. It's a Vietnamese cafe run by a friend of mine. I think you guys are going to enjoy the interior a lot. Let's go. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Long time no see.
Yeah.
Well, the interior is really fantastic. You can tell that the owner here has put a lot of love and care into the overall atmosphere and feeling of the restaurant. Apparently, he's lived in Vietnam for many, many years. He speaks Vietnamese, Korean, and some English. Of course, this is the man that I'm talking about. He and I are the same age. Oh, he's got a little bit of coffee on his shirt. You can tell that he's a hard worker. That's okay though. Okay. So we're here. I think Youngkyoung is going to get the avocado smoothie. Oh dear. And I'm going to get the egg coffee. I haven't tried that one yet, but it sounds really good. I usually get the coconut coffee. Let's have a seat then. So a question I want to answer now is, what can you glean from Korean culture based off the language, Korean? I think there are many things. As someone who's been studying Korean for about 5.5 years, the first thing that pops into my mind is this idea of nunchi, or social sense. If you see Koreans at a table at a meeting or two people talking, they're very in tune. This idea of being socially aware, or nunchi, is very important. You can see this paralleled in the language, where you can say 밥 먹었어? In English you have to say did you eat? You. But in Korean it's just
밥 먹었어? Which, when directly translated into Korean, is food was eaten.
So in Korean you can take out the you because the listener knows that you're talking about them. So this connectedness is very important within the culture and the language. Another thing going along with this theme is the idea of collectivism. 우리나라, 우리 학교, 우리 회사, 우리 엄마, our mother, our company, our country. It's not my country like it is in English. It's not my company, not my mother. This idea of a shared Korea is reflected in the language and the attitude and culture. So things like Jeong, like working together, 단일 민족, or like a united Korea, is a very strong component within Korean culture. Of course, there's a lot of positives to this along with negatives, but the point is that this is reflected in both the culture and the language. The last thing is just like the pronunciation, and this is just my personal opinion. Korean has a very sharp and rhythmic pronunciation. So you have to get the pronunciation correct in order for others to understand you. And I think Korean attitude and Korean culture is like this. Things are fast, they have to be done on time. Business is important, working hours are long, we get the job done, and we all work together diligently and selflessly in order for Korea to become a better country. So these are just some of my thoughts in terms of parallels between the language and the culture. Cool. Wow, that's a beautiful color. Look at that. It's like light green and creamy. The avocado smoothie. Beautiful. All right. Taste test. Yeah. That's hard to drink, right? Not easy to drink. How is it? 1 through 10. 10. 10. That's a pretty high score. Wow, that consistency is fantastic. Nice. Look at that guy. The egg coffee. I'm so curious as to how this tastes. But the face is very cute. All right, here we go. Egg coffee taste test. That's really nice. Wow, the coffee and the egg really goes together well. Little cinnamon on top. Fantastic. Nothing short of my expectations for this place. Anyway, let's have these drinks and then check out the park across the way. All right. Okay, so another question that I'm going to answer now is, did you think you were going to be in Korea this long? The answer is no. When I was living in the US, I was actually in a band. I was the keyboard player and the singer, and originally I was only just going to live in Korea for 1 year and then go back to the US and continue playing music and creating music within the band. I guess we all know how it turned out. I've been living here for 6 years now, doing YouTube. I still have a guitar and I make music, but wow, I never imagined things would actually turn out this way. But I'm very grateful, and overall I love my life in Korea. So yeah, cool. Okay, we're all finished with the drinks here. We're gonna take a walk in the park now. Let's go. Hey guys, we're here in the park now again, and I want to answer now the question, what are some things that Korea can learn from America, and what are some things that America can learn from Korea? So let's start with something that America can learn from Korea, and that is pride in our country. I love the fact that Koreans are proud to be a Korean, they're proud to wave the Korean flag, and although, you know, every country has its good things and its bad things about its history, Koreans are not afraid to tell everyone that they're Korean. You can see the culture is strong, they hold on to their culture, it's a very important part of their identity. And I think there are a lot of positives to this. When I see a lot of young Americans these days, I often hear, I'm ashamed to be American, or they're ashamed to show the American flag. Like, of course there's bad things about American history, but there's also a lot of good things too. And I think it's okay to be proud of your country, you know? I think a lot of Americans can kind of band together with their patriotism. It doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter where you come from. If you're American, that's one thing we all have in common in America. So I think that's one thing that America can really learn from Korea, being proud of your country. And I'm not speaking for all of Americans. I know some Americans are very proud of their country and not afraid to show the American flag, but I find that a lot of people from my hometown have this attitude of being ashamed of America, and like I said, it's just sad to see. Now, for one thing that I think that Korea can learn from America is the idea of free communication in companies. So if a young person in an American company has a really good creative idea, they can usually feel free to talk to their superior or their boss about this idea. And if the idea is good, they often implement it. Whereas in Korea, I often hear from my Korean friends that there's a much more rigid structure, and it's hard to get ideas and new systems from the lower end to the higher end. It's really sad to see, because I think a lot of companies can benefit from this type of free communication. Going along with this idea, I think still in Korea, a lot of people assume or think that the ultimate job, the best job you can get, is to work for Samsung or LG or Lotte, one of these big companies, where I think in America, like, the idea of starting a small company is so normal in the culture. There's fundraising, there's so many ways to get support from the government. In Korea, it's becoming more popular to do this, but I still think like the idea of creating your own work is not as popular among younger people in Korea as it is in the US. So if you can't find a job, make your own job. What are some ways that you can satisfy needs in the marketplace? This is the way that I think younger Koreans should be thinking more, and I do see it more and more nowadays, but it can go even further, and I think Korea in general will benefit a lot from this mindset. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts. What do you think? Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was kind of an experiment making this, showing you guys my favorite places and talking to you along the way. If you like this, leave a comment and maybe I'll do some more in the future. As always, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye.